All right, guys, I'm back. It's May 32nd, otherwise known as June 1st, and I got four players that I absolutely love for today. But before we get into it, you know what we got to do. We got to recap yesterday. Bang! That's what I like to see right there. A sweep, baby. You got to love it. I mean, David Fry, man. Oh, his first three at-bats, I'm like, what the heck you doing, man? I mean, you got to wait till the last at-bat. I don't like waiting for the last at-bat because you know what happens then? If you don't get a hit, you know what happens. It sucks. But, oh, man, did he get a hit? He got the best kind of hit you could get. A home run, baby. Get that thing out of the freaking park. And then Profar, man, everything he saw, I think he hit everything. No, of course not. He went up to the bat more than three times, but three singles. You got to love it. Ramirez, I mean, he did the baseline for us. Thank you. I'm not saying anything. The baseline prediction was just to record a hit. And you did the bare minimum, and I appreciate it. Bryce Harper doubled and singled, baby. So 4-0, but really 3-0 in terms of record purposes. Because I told you Bryce Harper was just an honorable mention. He just missed the cut. I think I just chickened out. No, he really, the matchup was good, but it wasn't right where I needed it to be, because the bottom line is I'm trying to give you guys the best of the best plays, man. We're playing these games. I expect a win, right? And the only way you can expect to win at the rate that we're winning at is to be a little selective. You can't just go, let everybody, we'll play everybody. What the hell? That's not going to work. Okay. So, like I said, absolutely amazing night, 3-0 on our plays that I'm going to be grading, and then the Harper one was an unofficial play, but 4-0 if you used them. So there, it's awesome, man. All right, let's recap the season. All right, you got to keep score, man. So on our last 176 batters that I suggested on the channel, we've hit 133 of them players just to record a hit. That's 133 correct plays to only 43 incorrect, and we ticked up from 75 to 76% winners. When you round it up, it was really 75.5, but it's hard to move the needle on the upper range here when you get this large of a sample size, but absolutely amazing. Let's move on to the added criteria that all three of those plays yesterday fit under, and we'll see how well that's hitting on the season. All right, with that extra criteria that I explained, I don't know how many videos ago, that all these plays in the last week or two, I mean, I'm just going with this extra criteria. Like I'm finding amazing plays, and I'm like, screw the old stuff. When you can hit it 83.3%, and you can find players that fit under this, it's been absolutely amazing. So in the last 84 players I suggest on the channel, we hit 70 correct and only 14 incorrect. Like I said, with this added criteria, which weeds out the better pitchers, and it weeds out some of the, like iffy. What's iffy mean? Like, batters that are like, I don't know, man. So absolutely amazing. And I got, like I said, four players that I freaking love for today, and let's get right to it. All right, guys, consider tipping, and I don't want any money. What's in the tip jar? No money. It says subscribe and hit that like button, baby, because that's how you communicate to me that you're having as much fun as I am. But I don't think you can have as much fun as I'm having, because I have too much fun. That sounds so stupid. Let's just hit that freaking like button, baby, and let's get to these four plays that I absolutely love for today. All right, the first matchup, Bobby Witt Jr. versus Joe Musgrove. Oh, this is a great matchup. When you look at the pitch usage percentage for Musgrove, I mean, I don't know, man. The number one pitch he throws, I mean, he throws too many to begin with like 6 pitches. So come on, man. Maybe condense it down. Maybe focus on a couple, and maybe the one you focus on the most some of the time, the four-seam fastball, maybe you shouldn't do that one. He gives up the four-seam fastball at a 458 batting average. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And that's your number one pitch? Oh, I love it. You better throw that a lot, baby. Bobby Witt Jr. says, yeah, I'll take that all day. I hit that at a 333 batting average, the four-seam fastball, all season long. Now, when you move on to the next pitch, 19% the curveball. He's giving that up at a 304 batting average. Absolutely horrible. Don't get deceived, because the other one's so bad that one looks good. 304 is still horrible. And Bobby Witt Jr. says, I am even better at that one, at 429 batting average on the season. The next pitch, the third most frequent pitch at 17%, the slider. Not bad. Joe Musgrove, 176 batting average given up. I mean, I don't know why did you know how to do math? Then maybe that should be your number one pitch. But, I don't want to give you any ideas there. Witt Jr., 324 batting average. I think he have no problem with that pitch. And then how many do you have to go through all these pitches? The fourth pitch, 16% the cutter, not combating that one well either. 280 batting average. Witt Jr. says, "Give me that, baby." 417. And then we get, I can't put all the balls on the screen. He's got like 20 of them, but he throws the sweeper at 13%. He's pretty decent at a 167 batting average given up. Witt Jr., kind of a light batting average at 200 with that. Then you can move on to the sinker 10% of the time. You guys don't want to hear any more of this, do you? He gives that one up at a 364 batting average. Not good. Witt Jr. crushes it at 378. I absolutely when it's all said and done, this is an opportunity. I love this opportunity. Ballpark Pal says they love the opportunity too, but they only say it's a strong advantage for Bobby Witt. I'm kind of thinking, I don't know what they do. But to me, when you got 6 pitches, they have to kind of identify. It might make it a little more difficult to hit. So I don't know if that's the reason why strong advantage. Because I see when you look at it just by pitch, I see strong advantage. I see extra advantage. Ballpark Pal has this listed as the worst 10 percentile possible matchups for Joe Musgrove. Witt Jr. has been on frickin' fire, man. At least one hit in 30 of his last 38 games. He's got a 297 batting average with right-handed pitchers in the last 14-ish days. Barrel rate, elite range. ISO rate is just below the good range. They have him as a medium home run threat. He has the power for extra base hits, so the over 1.5 total bases is in play. But as always, the baseline prediction is just to record a hit. All right, next matchup, and we're going to go a lot faster. We have Marcel Ozuna, the big bear, baby, going up against Aaron Brooks. And when you look at the pitch usage percentage of Brooks, 39% of the time, he loves throwing that slider, and he's giving that up at a 235 batting average. So it's not great, but it's not bad either. Ozuna hitting the slider at a 250 rate. So when you look at that matchup at that ball, stalemate, I guess. So let's move on to the next pitch. 28% of the time, the sinker. He's giving that up at a 400 batting average. Absolutely horrible. Ozuna's hitting that at a 387 batting average on the season. The third most pitch, 23% of the time, the 4-seam fastball. He's giving that up at a 500 rate, 500 batting average against. Absolutely horrible. Ozuna crushing this 4-seam fastball at a 357 batting average on the season. And then the fourth pitch, which he pitches about 9% of the time, the changeup. He's only thrown it at 3 plate appearances or whatever. So it's so insignificant of a number to even look at that it just, it's irrelevant. So it's a wild card. Like I said, probably won't see it much. Ozuna's hitting that at a 273 rate. So I love this opportunity. Ballpark Pal has this listed as an extreme advantage for Ozuna as he represents the worst 3 percentile of possible matchups for Aaron Brooks. When you look at the whole season, the totality, the whole body of work for Marcel Ozuna, he's recorded at least one hit in 46 of his last 55 games. Absolutely amazing. He's got a 286 batting average with right-handed pitchers. In the last 2 weeks, his barrel rate is in the elite range. His ISO rate's in the elite range. He's a home run threat. No kidding. I'm not, I don't know if I'll play it. A lot more goes into playing home runs than just, that. So I'll look in the morning and see if it's something I want to do. But he has the power for extra bases, which means the over 1.5 type of bet is in play. But as always, the baseline prediction is just to record a hit. All right, second to last matchup, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. versus Mitch Keller. When you look at the pitch usage percentage, 4-seam fastball, 38% of the time Keller's throwing, giving it up at a 271 rate. Not very good. You know what's really good? Guerrero Jr. He loves hitting that 4-seam fastball. He's done it all season long to the tune of a 409 batting average. Moving on to the second pitch, 23% the cutter, 267 batting average surrendered by Mitch Keller. Not horrible, but not good by any means. Guerrero Jr. almost hits that at a 300 batting average. Love the opportunity here. The slider, 18% of the time, giving that up at a 240 rate. And Guerrero, a little light there on the batting average versus slider all season long, a 154 batting average, but I think it's all right. When we get to the fourth most pitched ball, 11% the curveball, Keller's giving that up at a 308 batting average. Guerrero Jr. is almost crushing that at a 300 rate all season long. Ballpark Pal has this listed as an extreme advantage for Guerrero. He represents the worst 3 percentile of possible matchups for Mitch Keller. He's recorded at least one hit in 36 of his last 46 games. Absolutely amazing. He's got a batting average of 336 against right-handed pitchers in the last 2 weeks. Absolutely amazing. His barrel rate's in the good range. His ISO rate is in the weak range, if you will. It's like below the good range. So that indicates to me that he's a low home run threat, and he has no power for extra bases, even though he could hit multiple bases. But, the baseline prediction, as always, is just to record a hit. All right, the last matchup. Before I get into it, I want to say the previous three players that I spoke about, all those fit under that extra criteria, that 83.3% winners criteria. This one does not, because the pitcher is a little too good. The batter is definitely good, but the pitcher has some pitches that are too good. So this one drops it into that range of selections that are hitting at 76%. So it's not horrible, but it's not 83.3. It's still playable, right? So let's get right to it. Mookie Betts versus Cal Quantrill. 40% of the time, he loves throwing that sinker, and he's not commanding that pitch very well. A 364 batting average is absolutely horrible, and Betts loves that pitch. Sinker all season long, hits it at a 444 rate. Now, this is where we get into the second pitch, where Quantrill's pretty good. 30% the split finger fastball. He's only giving that up at a 120 batting average. That's a very good. So this is going to be an interesting pitch right here to see how, when he throws it, how the battle goes, because Betts is hitting the split finger pretty well, 375. So we'll have to watch what happens with that pitch. But when you move on to the third, 3A and 3B, they're both the other two pitches he throws, both at 15% of the time. The cutter, he's giving that up at a 500 rate, and Betts is hitting that at a 556 batting average. Absolutely amazing. That's an amazing thing. And then when you go to the fourth pitch, or like the 1B, I said, a 143 batting average given up, really good for Quantrill. And Betts a low 111 batting average. So that's why I have pause for this one. So if you like I said, I'm not telling you to play all these plays. I'm saying you pick the ones you like and leave the ones you don't. If you don't like this one because two of the balls he throws too well, Quantrill, and one of the two that he throws really well, Betts does not hit very well. Like I said, the curve at 111 batting average. So consider that. Take that into consideration if you want to use this one. So Ballpark Pal has this listed as an extreme advantage still, okay, for Mookie Betts. They say he represents the worst 1 percentile possible matchups for Cal Quantrill. Betts has recorded at least one hit in 34 of his last 45 games. He's got a 319 batting average versus right-handed pitchers in the last 2 weeks. His barrel rate's non-existent, and it's been like that all season long. His ISO rate is in the low range, so he's a low home run threat. Do I say he has the power for extra bases? Like, what the heck? He has the power for extra bases? I should have put in the slide, he has the ability to go over 1.5 total bases, because I do think he can hit a double, but he's the kind of player that can get multiple hits. So, but the baseline prediction, like as always, is just to record a hit. And that's it. Those are my four favorite players for today. Take them or leave them. And like I said, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share with someone else that might like this. Don't be stingy. Share. Let someone else know. Just text them the link here or whatever the hell you got to do on social media, whatever. So I'll leave it right there. I appreciate all you guys, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.